Hello, everyone. I thought I'd make another little informative video that shows how to solve the problem with the GCC compiler and also the gfortran compiler for R. If you've installed the RTools um, uh, package that goes along with R and RStudio, the GCC compiler is actually already installed on your machine. Let's take a quick look here and I'll show you where it's installed. If we go down, if you look at the C drive, you see a number of different directories. We're going to take a look at the RTools directory right here. If you go into RTools, you should see this directory GCC 4.6.3. If you go into that and in the bin directory, here's a file called GCC, and here's one called gfortran. Now those are the files that R sometimes uses to install a package. So if you saw in the previous video for installing the packages that we're going to use for the class, R will download the package, unpack it, install it, and put everything where it needs to go. But sometimes if the package was developed with some pieces of code that need to be compiled specifically for your machine, what R needs to do is actually compile those elements to work with your machine. Now, you don't have to worry about that. The package installation script will automatically unpack the source code. It comes with all the compile scripts pre-written for you. It'll run them, take the compiled elements, put them where they need to be so that you can just use the package. And so all of the difficult stuff is worked out for you. But what we need to do is be able to access this GCC and gfortran compiler. Now, if you've installed the RTools, I've noticed that for a number of people, the RTools installation script on their machines did not update the Windows path variable to include the path directory to where it put these compilers on their machine. So we're going to fix that. What we're going to do is I'm going to search here and bring up the old style Windows control panel. Now I'm using Windows 10 here, and I'm going to search for it and bring up the control panel, because if you go down and you click the menu and access the gear here for settings, it gives you the new Windows 10 style control panel. And some people have the Windows 7 operating system still installed on their computer. And so we'll just go through it this way so it'll be common for everyone. But once you open up the control panel, if you click on the system icon right here, brings up your system's information. Click on the advanced system settings over here on the left, and it'll bring up another window that looks like this. And so advanced settings, at the very bottom of the advanced tab is this one right here called environment variables. Click on this environment variables and let's take a look at what it brings up. In this case, we have user variables and system variables. And we'll notice here in the system variables is one called path. This is the one that we want to edit and change. So I'm going to click the edit part right here, and it brings up a list of all of the directories that are in my system path. You'll notice down here that I already have added two of them, the RTools bin, the RTools GCC bin. In your machine, if you don't see these two directories in your path, this is why the GCC and the gfortran commands haven't been successful for you. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to, and in this case, I'm just going to highlight it and copy it because I'm lazy and don't like typing. Of course, typing is a app, not a skill. And so if I don't have it here, if I don't have, for example, RTools bin in my environment variables, I can just click new and I can add those variables in right there. I already have it, so I'm going to, click cancel. Let me open this back up. But essentially, you would just click new and then type in c:\rtools\bin and close that window. Then I would come back here and I would click new again, and then I would type in c:\rtools\gcc -6 dot dash 4.6.3/bin, and add that, and then click OK. And just to check it, after you exit out, I would click Path again and just go back into the edit and make sure that those two directories are now in your path that we see down here. We'll click OK and OK there, OK out of everything, and then you can close down Control Panel. What you can do then is I am going to just open up a command prompt for Windows. And in this case, I can drag it over here like this. And if I now type GCC, oops, let me take the caps lock off. I'll see this information here. It'll say fatal error, no input files, compilation terminated. That's actually the correct message that you should receive. What this means is that the GCC command up here correctly found the GCC compiler. Only we didn't specify any source files with it. So the compiler generated an error that said there was no input files, so compilation is terminated. If we type gfortran, we get the same message from the Fortran compiler. That compilation was terminated because we didn't have any input files. That means that the GCC and gfortran commands actually found the compilers and tried to execute a command. So in that case, everything is set up properly and we're ready to go. So once you have that added those path variables, you should be ready. If not, let me know. I'm more than happy to help troubleshoot your installation. Thanks very much.